Hi, a warm welcome to all of you. Welcome back to The Book Vibe, a channel that shares knowledge for comprehensive personal development through great books. Today, Bishan would like to share a book with you that teaches us how to achieve success, titled Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. Unlike many books on similar topics, it doesn't teach us how to get rich, nor does it lay out the necessary principles for harvesting success. Instead, it shows us that your success and achievements depend on your mindset and how you think about your own abilities. The author, Dr. Carol Dweck, is an outstanding scholar in the fields of behavioral psychology, social psychology, and developmental psychology. She was a professor at Columbia University and is currently a professor of psychology at Stanford University, as well as a member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Through many years of research, she shows us that by merely recognizing and understanding your psychology and thinking behind your behaviors and choices, you can fully develop, perfect yourself, and change your destiny. I invite you to listen to a sharing from Bishan titled The Core Mindset for Your Development, based on the book Mindset. *** Throughout this book, the author points out the concept and the difference between two important types of mindsets that influence success and personal development: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. What is the fixed mindset? This is a way of thinking that believes one's abilities do not need to be changed. Conversely, the growth mindset believes that our abilities can be improved through continuous learning and effort. It sounds simple, but the big challenge lies in understanding the paradox behind one's own behavior. Why, knowing that growth requires a desire for change, do many people still believe they don't need to change? Why, despite understanding that effort and diligence are core elements for progress, can we not maintain that effort, perseverance, or hardworking spirit? Here, the most important thing for achieving success is mindset. To succeed, we need a growth mindset. In reality, both the fixed mindset and the growth mindset exist all around us and are present simultaneously within you. Or perhaps you might even be using a false growth mindset. You cannot easily categorize a person as having a completely fixed or completely growth mindset. Therefore, we need to clearly understand the nature of the fixed mindset, explore the factors that prevent true progress, and find ways to transform and apply the growth mindset to life. ****. 5 aspects to recognize your mindset. The author points out 5 aspects to help you recognize your own mindset. 1. Re-evaluating, external self-assessment. The first aspect is to review how you perceive external evaluations and how you self-evaluate. This is also the core factor that prevents true progress within you. Reviewing the reception of evaluation. Evaluation is something none of us can avoid. Every day, we evaluate others, and others evaluate us. Some tasks have clear evaluation criteria, such as exams. However, many tasks do not have specific evaluation standards. For example, whether a home-cooked dish is delicious or not mainly depends on whether it suits the family's taste. Therefore, the majority of evaluations are subjective and do not carry much meaning. However, because evaluation is a crucial form of human interaction, it still profoundly affects our emotions and behavior. The author conducted an experiment with a group of 4-year-olds to see if they would choose an easy puzzle or a more difficult one. The result was that many children chose the easy one because doing so allowed them to avoid mistakes. This is a typical manifestation of the fixed mindset. The important thing for these children was not the joy of the process in trying the harder puzzle, but their desire to complete the easy one to receive positive feedback. So this type of irrational behavior follows us from childhood into adulthood. The author asked many people, "When do you feel smart?" This, with a fixed mindset, often answered, "When I don't make mistakes, when I complete a job quickly and perfectly, or when others can't do something, but I can solve the problem." These answers show that they constantly use comparison with others as a yardstick, crave perfection, and fear making mistakes. Uh-huh. Meanwhile, those with a growth mindset often answered that it was when they encountered a very difficult task that they hadn't been able to do before, but overcame it through effort, or when they researched something for a long time and finally got an idea. These answers indicate that they are more concerned with whether they are willing to directly face challenges and whether they are improving, rather than focusing on external evaluations. If a person only likes good reviews and fears receiving bad ones from others, they will be increasingly unable to objectively evaluate themselves. People with a fixed mindset live in a state of contradiction between proving themselves and protecting their fragile ego. If they receive good feedback, they are happy but also very afraid of losing that positive feedback in the future. If they receive bad feedback, they are deeply hurt, may feel emotional loss of control, argue with others, or become sad and take time to recover emotionally. At this point, they often fluctuate between two extremes, arrogance or insecurity. Drifting towards arrogance, they tend to think they are superior to others, that others cannot do what they do, and expect those around them to listen to them. Why do some people immediately become sensitive, upset, annoyed, and angry when others voice an opposing opinion? Because that person feels that you have your fixed view and I have mine. But if you use your fixed view to challenge mine, that is wrong. It challenges my authority and ego. Therefore, this person will become even more obstinate about their view and believe they do not need to change. Basep says, drifting towards insecurity, self-abasement. Many people tend to hide their feelings of inferiority. They easily avoid difficulties and challenges. When facing many things in life, they often choose not to dare to try, because if they neither speak nor act, they will not make mistakes. There was an experiment like this at the University of Hong Kong. All courses and instruction are in English. For a new student who is not yet proficient in English, the rational choice would typically be to quickly improve their English proficiency. However, when the authors surveyed whether students wanted to participate in extra English classes, many replied, "I'm not interested." They would rather accept poor academic results than face their own weaknesses. This is the very nature of the fixed mindset, protecting one's ability, not needing to change, and it is the core factor preventing a person from truly progressing. I admit that I used the fixed mindset when I was in school. I was hesitant to raise my hand to speak or ask a question. Thinking back now, that was me facing the problem with a fixed mindset. A person with a growth mindset would consider making a mistake and speaking as an opportunity. If I say something wrong, it's okay, because when I speak up, the teacher knows and can correct me. Just like the Jewish people, they educate their children very well by encouraging them to speak up immediately if they have any differing opinions in class, because if they don't speak, the teacher cannot correct them. This is the foundation for teaching the growth mindset to children. So how can we view ourselves more objectively? The answer is that you need to shift your mindset to a neutral position, like the doctrine of the mean by Confucius, which means neither leaning towards arrogance, self-importance, nor being stuck in feelings of inferiority or shyness. I know what I am doing, I have things I need to improve, and I know I have hope of doing even better. This is the way to objectively evaluate yourself. And as long as you have an objective thought when evaluating yourself, you will no longer need to worry too much about proving yourself to others, nor will you be affected by external evaluations. Instead, you can focus better on what you need to do and what you should do. And this is the first aspect for you to recognize and renew your mindset of ***. 2. Re-evaluating your initial reaction to events. Another important aspect is to re-evaluate your initial reaction when facing an event that doesn't go as planned. Imagine a situation like this in the morning. You just leave home and get fined by the traffic police. At the office, you realize you're late and get scolded by your boss. In a meeting, your idea is rejected by the leader. And in the evening, you have a big argument with your partner. How will you react in this moment? A person with a fixed mindset will think, today is unlucky, it's terrible, and then a series of negative emotions will arise. this person will think of the most pessimistic things. This job is not right for me. Even my partner doesn't understand me. The whole world is against me. Life is so unfair. People with a growth mindset will not easily identify themselves with negative emotions because their first reaction is to focus on improvement and finding solutions instead of complaining. Next time I drive, I will have to be more careful. I will manage my time better, wake up a little earlier. Why did the leader veto my idea in the meeting? Is it because my presentation wasn't clear enough? What important things can I learn from the boss's opinion? And they also won't bring their bad mood home, demanding that their partner or relatives do everything to satisfy them. This is the perspective that a person with a growth mindset will have on the problem. A typical example is the tennis player John McEnroe. He was a very famous star at the time, but his career lifespan ended abruptly. Why? Because he was recognized as a person with a fixed mindset. When he hit a bad shot, he often blamed the racket, the referee, or the audience on the court being too noisy. Conversely, Tiger Woods, the golf legend. In this sport, the surrounding environment is also very important, as audience talking, clicking of cameras, phone ringing, and cheering will all affect the player. If he were an athlete with a fixed mindset, he would get angry, criticize the audience, argue with the organizers. But Tiger Woods' method was to train with his father, who intentionally made noise to startle him and threw things at him when he was hitting the ball. Tiger used this type of training to adapt to a noisy environment, and this is a manifestation of the growth mindset. Therefore, his career lifespan was extremely stable and long-lasting. In fact, behind the action of blaming the outside world is a psychological desire to comfort oneself when something bad happens. It's not good because the test was too difficult compared to last year, or because my roommate keeps causing trouble, which affects my mood and work results. And there is a saying by John Wooden, when you start blaming others, you have already failed. Therefore, to escape the pattern of the fixed mindset, what we need to learn is how to confront and adjust our initial reactions to difficulties. Instead of complaining, strive for improvement and proactively train yourself. These initial reactions will be the foundation for you to overcome challenges and develop stronger. 3. Reevaluating your view on effort. Do you think that diligence and effort are necessary? But to succeed, one also needs innate ability? If the answer is yes, you are very likely thinking within a fixed mindset pattern that might. A person with a fixed mindset believes that talent, intelligence, and innate giftedness are what help a person succeed. When this kind of thought appears, you have unintentionally limited yourself. Did you notice? When you were in school, there were always some students in the class who made you think to yourself, they don't have to study day and night like I do, but their grades are always high. There are always those children of other people who exist, and many people feel jealous or admire that friend, believing they have inherent talent while they are not as lucky. In reality, those smart friends may have been silently putting in effort at home, but they just don't like to show that they study hard. Both your mindset and that of those friends reflect a truth. Everyone understands that diligence is extremely important in studying, but they do not consider hard work a matter of pride. People prefer to be praised for their talent and intelligence rather than being recognized for their effort, because praise for talent helps you stand out more than others. However, if one thinks this way, people will easily find excuses for themselves. Whether I put in effort or not, it won't make a difference. From there, they don't want to exert themselves in training and perseverance. In the long run, they will tend to choose work that they can do well without needing effort. A question posed here is, can we be sure that if we diligently strive for growth, we can develop? The answer is yes. Growth means striving to improve your ability in a certain area. Growth is inevitable because our minds are like muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they become. Secondly, remember that everything can be learned. Therefore, as long as you learn, you will definitely improve. The author of this book once organized a workshop on maintaining neuroscientific development for children. Many people believe that a person's intelligence, normal or dull, is unchangeable throughout life. But the author explained that the brain is a mysterious organ, is like a muscle and can change. The more you use your brain, the stronger it becomes. The more you challenge yourself to learn, the more cells will develop. Things that you previously thought were very difficult and impossible to complete, such as learning a new thing or solving an algebra problem, will become simpler when you practice regularly because your brain has been strengthened. Do you think that painting is a talent and only a select few can do it? Betty Edwards once organized a 5-day painting class. People without talent who participated and studied seriously drew very beautiful self-portraits. Claiming that painting is a talent is often due to not understanding the constituent factors of drawing ability. In reality, being good at drawing does not depend on drawing skills, but on observational skills. That is the ability to perceive the relationship between edges, space, objects, light, shadow, and the whole. Drawing requires us to learn the constituent skills and then combine them into a complete process. Of course, some people have innate talent. They can naturally learn these skills in life. However, even without innate talent, we can still learn to acquire these skills. Therefore, if you want to pursue development, you need to immediately change your view on effort. And as long as you have the belief in pursuing growth and are willing to learn, you will step out of your comfort zone. Give yourself a chance to dare to try, and then focus and persevere in practice. You will surely have breakthrough development. 4. Re-evaluating the overfocus on achievement. Psychologists have measured the brain waves of 2 groups of people, those with a fixed mindset and those with a growth mindset, after an exam experience. They found that for people with a growth mindset, the area of the brain that lit up was when they heard the analysis of why this answer was right and why this one was wrong. For people with a fixed mindset, the area of the brain that lit up was when the correct or incorrect results were announced. Results and achievements are what they care about most. For example, many students often care too much about their ranking. If they got 8 questions right and 2 wrong on a test, it's okay. As long as others only got 5 or 6 right, they already feel very happy because many others are not as good as them. This is a typical fixed mindset. The point of interest in the brain is the result that allows them to know who they surpass, where they rank, and what their achievement is. A person with a fixed mindset likes to see others as inferior to them. When those around them are more successful, they feel disappointed inside. A person with a growth mindset would not think this way, because they are willing to learn from those who are stronger than them. 5. The way to view failure. Losing a job, failing an exam, getting a bad grade, being rejected, etc. For many people, these are considered failures. Facing failure, do you view it as an action or an identity? A person with a growth mindset will view failure as a temporary action that is part of the learning process. I was unsuccessful today means I haven't developed yet, but in the future, I can change for the better. If not in this field, it will be in another field that is right for me. Failure is not something scary, but just a necessary setback to move forward. People with a fixed mindset attach an identity to the action, I am a failure. That is, they link failure to themselves. They begin to self-identify with the failure and feel as if they are incapable of change. They feel they can do nothing more than accept the identity of a failure. They cannot view failure as a lesson for improvement, but only as a sign that they are not good enough, and therefore cannot truly make changes because they are now submerged in negative emotions. The method for transitioning to a growth mindset. So, the above are the aspects that help you distinguish more clearly between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Now let's talk about the specific method to transform the fixed mindset into the growth mindset. From the above aspects, we can see that the core way to let go of the fixed mindset is to let go of the ego. As in Buddhist philosophy, this is similar to cultivating and overcoming the self, ego, banenge, letting go of attachments to the arrogant ego and the insecure ego. letting go of the bondage to external evaluations to objectively evaluate oneself and do what one should do. At that time, you will see that all experiences in life are very simple. But this is always the most difficult thing because our bound ego is so heavy.